Welcome to Damal Consult Career Academy, your go-to channel for expert interview tips and career coaching. In this video, we'll walk you through some of the most common peer support worker interview questions and answers, along with tips to help you respond confidently and professionally. Whether you're applying for your first role or looking to improve your interview performance, this guide will help you stand out and succeed. Let's dive in and get you fully prepared to pass your peer support worker interview with confidence. 1. Can you tell us about your personal experience with mental health or recovery and how it prepares you for this role? Yes, I've personally experienced mental health challenges, and that journey is at the heart of why I'm passionate about becoming a peer support worker. A few years ago, I went through a very difficult period involving anxiety and depression. During that time, I often felt isolated, misunderstood, and unsure of how to cope with everyday life. However, what made a turning point for me was connecting with others who had lived through similar struggles. Having someone who truly understood what I was going through, not just professionally, but personally, gave me a sense of hope and direction. Through recovery, I learned vital skills such as emotional regulation, self-advocacy, goal setting, and the importance of routine and structure. I also learned the value of having a strong support network and the power of shared experience. These insights shaped how I view mental health and prepared me to offer genuine, non-judgmental support to others. My lived experience has also helped me develop strong listening skills, patience, and empathy. I understand that recovery is not a straight line and that setbacks are part of the process. I don't see myself as a fixer, but as someone who can walk alongside others as they find their own path to recovery. I believe that my journey has equipped me to build trust with service users and help them feel seen, heard, and empowered. I'm now in a place where I want to use my experience not only to support others, but also to advocate for recovery-focused care and break down stigma around mental health. Being able to support someone from a place of genuine understanding is what makes peer support so powerful. And I am fully committed to offering that kind of connection to those who need it. 2. What do you understand by the role of a peer support worker? A peer support worker uses their lived experience of mental health challenges or social struggles to offer hope, empathy, and understanding to others on a similar journey. The role is about building trust through shared experience, not clinical expertise. It's focused on offering emotional support, helping individuals regain confidence, and encouraging recovery by acting as a relatable role model. Peer support workers often assist with goal setting, promote self-advocacy, and help service users navigate care systems, always maintaining professional boundaries and confidentiality. 3. How would you establish trust and rapport with someone who is reluctant to engage? Building trust with someone who is reluctant to engage begins with patience, empathy, and consistency. I would start by creating a safe, non-judgmental space where the individual feels heard and respected. Rather than pushing them to talk, I'd focus on being present and showing genuine interest in them as a person, not just their challenges. I'd use shared experiences carefully and only when appropriate to foster a sense of mutual understanding. I've learned that trust is built over time through small, consistent actions, so even simple things like remembering their preferences, respecting their boundaries, and being dependable can make a big difference. Most importantly, it allows the individual to set the pace and would meet them where they are emotionally and mentally. My goal would be to support them, not direct them. Before we proceed further in this video, I have an exciting offer for you. If you're preparing for a peer support worker interview, you don't want to miss this. Introducing our ebook 50 Peer Support Worker Interview Questions and Answers. This ebook is packed with valuable questions, top-notch answers, and expert tips to help you ace your interview with confidence. And here's the best part, it's on sale for 50% off. Yes, you heard that right. You can get this essential ebook for half the price. How to get it? Simply click on the Sealer or Fourth Wall link in the description box below this video to download your copy right now. Still have questions? You can chat with our online customer care representative on WhatsApp or send us an email. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Grab your ebook today and get ready to ace that interview. 4. How do you maintain professional boundaries while sharing your lived experience? I maintain professional boundaries by sharing only the parts of my lived experience that are relevant, purposeful, and helpful to the person I'm supporting. I always consider whether what I'm sharing benefits them and not me. I avoid oversharing or discussing topics that could shift focus away from their needs. I also follow organizational guidelines and seek regular supervision, which helps me reflect on my interactions and ensure I'm providing support safely, ethically, and without blurring lines between personal and professional roles. 5. Describe a time you supported someone through a difficult period. What approach did you use? In my previous role, I supported a young adult who was experiencing severe anxiety and withdrawal after being discharged from inpatient care. They felt overwhelmed by everyday tasks and lacked motivation to reconnect with family or the community. The first step I took was to simply build trust. I met with them regularly, listened with empathy, and shared aspects of my own lived experience fully and respectfully to help them feel understood rather than judged. I used a person-centered and recovery-focused approach, making sure they felt empowered to define their own goals. Rather than impose solutions, I worked collaboratively with them to develop a gradual, realistic plan. This began with small, manageable activities like going for walks at quiet times or joining a peer support group online. As their confidence grew, we progressed to community engagement, including local volunteering opportunities that matched their interests. I always made sure to check in about how they were feeling emotionally, not just practically, and to celebrate small wins together. Over time, I saw a noticeable improvement in their self-esteem and social participation. They eventually enrolled in a vocational skills program and expressed genuine excitement about the future. This experience reaffirmed for me how powerful peer-led support can be when it is grounded in empathy, patience, and shared understanding. 6. How would you handle a situation where someone expresses suicidal thoughts? If someone expressed suicidal thoughts to me, I would remain calm, compassionate, and fully present. My first priority would be to listen without judgment, making sure they feel heard and supported. I would gently ask open-ended questions to better understand their thoughts and whether they have a specific plan or intent. While I'm not a clinician, I understand the importance of taking all disclosures seriously. I would never promise confidentiality if their safety is at risk. Instead, I would explain calmly but clearly that I have a duty to report the concern to ensure they receive professional help. I would reassure them that they are not alone and that help is available. I'd stay with them, if appropriate, and follow the organization's safeguarding and crisis intervention procedures. Whether that means alerting a supervisor, contacting the crisis team, or calling emergency services. Throughout, I would continue offering emotional support, validate their feelings, and encourage hope. I believe that peer support plays a crucial role in guiding someone toward professional help while showing them they are valued and cared for. 7. How do you take care of your own mental health and well-being while supporting others? Looking after my own mental health is something I take seriously, especially because peer support work can be emotionally demanding. I make self-care a consistent priority by setting healthy boundaries and recognizing when I need to pause or recharge. For example, I give myself permission to take breaks between emotionally heavy conversations and reflect on how I'm feeling without guilt. I also schedule time for things that personally ground me, like exercise, journaling, prayer, and nature walks. I'm mindful of emotional triggers and work to process any distress with trusted peers or through supervision. Talking regularly with a supervisor or mentor gives me space to offload and gain perspective. I also connect with other peer workers for mutual support, which helps remind me that I'm not alone in the work. Maintaining a balance between empathy and emotional distance is key. I aim to be fully present for others without becoming overwhelmed myself. Ultimately, believe that being well myself makes me more effective in supporting others in their recovery. 8. What would you do if a service user becomes angry or confrontational? If a service user becomes angry or confrontational, my first priority would be to stay calm, grounded, and non-judgmental. I understand that anger is often an expression of underlying frustration, fear, or emotional pain. So I would avoid taking it personally and instead focus on creating a safe and respectful space. I would use active listening, allowing the person to express themselves without interruption, while maintaining open body language and a calm tone of voice. My goal would be to validate their feelings without escalating the situation, for example, by saying something like, "I can see that you're really upset right now, and I'd like to understand what's going on." If the person continues to escalate, I would follow the de-escalation techniques provided during training, such as giving them physical space, lowering my voice, or offering time to cool down. I would also be mindful of safety, both theirs and mine, and seek support from a colleague or supervisor if necessary. After the situation has de-escalated, I would gently explore the cause of their distress and work with them to find a solution or strategy that helps them feel more supported in the future. I believe in maintaining a consistent, compassionate approach and always treating the person with dignity, even during moments of distress. Building trust is especially important in peer support, and how we respond in these challenging moments can often deepen the therapeutic relationship over time. 9. How do you ensure confidentiality while working with vulnerable individuals? Confidentiality is essential when supporting vulnerable individuals, as it builds trust and ensures they feel safe sharing personal experiences. I make it a priority to follow all relevant policies and legal guidelines, such as data protection laws and safeguarding protocols. From the very beginning, I explain to the person what confidentiality means, including the limits such as situations where there's a risk of harm to them or others. I never discuss personal details with anyone who is not directly involved in their care, and I store written or digital information securely, following the organization's procedures. Even in casual conversations or informal settings, I remain conscious not to share anything that could identify the individual. If I ever feel uncertain about a situation, I consult with the supervisor or safeguarding lead without disclosing unnecessary information. Maintaining confidentiality not only protects the individual, but also shows respect for their dignity, privacy, and autonomic core values in the peer support role. It's something I uphold with the same care I'd expect if I were in their position. 10. Why do you want to work as a peer support worker, and what makes you suitable for this role? I want to work as a peer support worker because I have personally experienced the challenges of mental health difficulties, and I know how isolating and overwhelming recovery can feel. Having gone through my own journey, I understand the deep value of being supported by someone who has been there, someone who listens without judgment, offers genuine empathy, and gives hope through lived experience. This role is more than a job to me. It's a way to turn my past struggles into something meaningful. By helping others feel heard, understood, and empowered in their own recovery, I believe that peer support offers something unique that professionals without lived experience cannot always provide: a shared connection that helps reduce stigma and builds trust quickly. What makes me suitable for this role is a combination of my personal lived experience, emotional resilience, and strong communication skills. I am patient, compassionate, and capable of maintaining professional boundaries while still being warm and approachable. I'm also trained in active listening and recovery-focused practices, and I work well as part of a multidisciplinary team. I know how important it is to be reliable, non-judgmental, and always focused on the person's strengths rather than their diagnosis or limitations. Overall, I see this role as a way to inspire hope and walk alongside people through their own recovery journey, not by leading the way, but by standing with them as proof that recovery is possible. Yes, thank you. I'd be really interested to know how the peer support team is structured here. Is there a mentorship or supervision model in place to support new peer workers as they settle in? Also, how does the organization ensure that lived experience remains at the heart of service delivery, especially when collaborating with clinical teams? Finally, what does success look like for a peer support worker in the first 6 months? Thank you for watching. Now, you're equipped with powerful answers and practical tips to help you ace your peer support worker interview. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Dhamal Consult Career Academy for more job-winning interview tips and coaching. Have any questions or want help with another role? Drop a comment below. We're here to support your career journey. Good luck. You've got this.